I'm enjoying this video thing a little bit too much. What do y'all think? All right, here I am again with you guys, and right now what we're going to go over is the verb tener. Now we've gone over that pretty good bit in class, and you know that normally tener means what? Tener means to have. Well, remember we mentioned in class that tener can also be used in some fixed expressions. And fixed expressions just simply mean that they are forms that you just use tener with these certain expressions, and you don't change the expressions. You just change the verb tener, and we express certain ideas with these particular expressions, okay? So first of all, do you recall what the forms of tener are? You remember what they are? Yo tengo, tú tienes, él tiene, nosotros tenemos, y ellos, over there, ellos tienen, okay? So that's how we would say have. I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, right? But what if I want to say something like to be sleepy, okay? Well, a way we can express that in Spanish is tener and then sueño. So in Spanish, when we use this expression, tener sueño, the meaning that is delivered in that is that someone is sleepy. Now, I know that we learned earlier that the verb for like is or am or are is ser. Remember, yo soy, tú eres, él es, nosotros somos, ellos son. However, we do not use the verb ser with these expressions, even though in our English minds that would be our natural inclination, but in Spanish we cannot. So a way to express to be sleepy is with tener sueño. So essentially all you have to do is use the correct form of tener with the expression sueño. So if I would say she is sleepy, she is sleepy, okay? Well, you probably might be thinking, as I kind of alluded to a little earlier, that you could say ella es sueño. Well, we can't use the verb to be with these expressions. We have to use the verb tener. So this is something, guys, that just developed from Latin, and as you know, Spanish came from Latin, so it's just kind of one of those kind of things that Spanish inherited, so we just have to accept it that way. So we can't say that ella es sueño. So for the word is, we have to translate that using the verb tener. So we can say ella tiene sueño. She is sleepy. Okay, that's a statement. She is sleepy. Now, remember a few weeks ago we talked about adjectives, remember? Descriptive words, and how they have to match up exactly with what we're describing. Well, you want to keep in mind that that was a different concept. Some of you may look at the word sueño and say, oh, Mr. Lee, you left sueño with an O, but ella is a feminine word. Well, here's the neat thing. With these expressions, you don't change the ending whatsoever. That just stays the same. So if I say that I am sleepy, you are sleepy, she is sleepy, he is sleepy, a million people are sleepy, the word sueño always would stay the same. Just like whatever other expression words that we have with tener, they're going to stay the same too. The only thing that's going to change is tener, based on who it is you're saying is sleepy or whatever other the expression might be. Okay, so ella tiene sueño. She is sleepy. If I would say he is sleepy, well, I would say él tiene sueño. Okay, so I want you to notice again that that sueño is not changing at all. That has nothing to do with él or ella. That does not change. I know I might keep saying this over and over, but I just want you to know that you have to leave that alone or your sentence would be incorrect. Okay? So that's one expression we have in Spanish with tener sueño. Okay? Well, we also have some other expressions. Remember We have the expression to be sleepy. I'm sorry, I just said to be sleepy. I mean to be scared. We can say tener miedo. Tener miedo. So if I say, ooh, I'm scared, I would say yo tengo miedo. Period. If I would ask you, are you afraid? I could say, ¿Tú tienes miedo? ¿Tú tienes miedo? So you see, the forms of tener are the only things that are changing, not any of those other expressions. Okay? So remember, we either use yo tengo, tú tienes, él tiene, nosotros tenemos, ellos tienen. That's the only part that changes. And then based on whatever the particular expression might be, then we would include that expression with tener. So some of those expressions that we had, for example, the one we already talked about, tener sueño, to be sleepy. Tener prisa, I'm in a hurry. Tener prisa, to be in a hurry. Tener razón, to be right. No tener razón, to be wrong. And then tener miedo, to be afraid. Also, I gave you 2 extra expressions that the book doesn't have right now, and you can go ahead and start learning these. They are common and they're not that challenging, and they are tener frío, to be cold, and then we have tener calor, tener calor, to be hot, as in temperature. So again, we have those 2 expressions in addition. All right, so take a look at these, study them, and I'll see you on the next video. Gracias.